What's up, everybody? Here we are another Thursday night on the grind. Man, I'll tell you what, I've got a couple of topics I want to discuss tonight, but let me go ahead and get these advertisers up and going. First up tonight is Urban Rides Magazine. Urban Rides Magazine, established in 2019. Magazine is kick-ass, awesome pictorials. They go all over the country to the different rallies and stuff, and see some of the biggest names in the industry building bikes, even some of the unknown names building bikes are in the magazines. You can go online to urbanridesmagazine.com, or you can go to Facebook on Urban Rides Magazine on Facebook, get you a subscription or get you a printed copy of these things. And when you do that, be sure to tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at North DFW Trailers. You can reach them at 214-205-6787. Good friends of mine, Kelly and Jeremy Fullman, and their son Reese. They rent trailers, they repair trailers, they sell trailers, they do everything you could possibly want with trailers up there. Get a hold of them. Go to North DFW Trailers on Facebook or call them and tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up, good buddy Earl Hopkins at Hopkins Design. Web, print, branding, video, hosting, drone footage. He does documentaries. He can create art for you. He can create logos for you. He can do anything you want done when it comes to multimedia for your company. Anyway, reach out to Earl at hopkins-design.com, or go to hopkins-design.com on the web and check them out. Next up is our good friends over at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. Mr. Gary Dubois himself. Some of the cleanest, most badass, pristine chrome plating I've ever seen. He takes time and he makes your parts look awesome. Go check him out at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating on Facebook, or you can call him at 651-251-7400. And when you get a hold of him, you tell him Kevin with the Grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at Print, Signs, and Designs. These are the guys that make the t-shirts and hats and everything for the Grind National Biker Build-Off. They did the posters. They do everything over there. You got to go check them out. Aaron Crispin and the guys over at Print, Signs, and Designs can take care of your apparel, printing, and everything, all the needs you could possibly want. They got you covered. Next up is our good friends over at Indiana and Northern Illinois Thunder Roads Magazine, Marcia, and all the guys over there at Indiana and Northern Illinois Thunder Roads Magazines. Their magazines are awesome, also high quality. It's crazy that the quality of these magazines are so insane. They're like collector's items. Anyway, go on over to Indiana and Northern Illinois Thunder Roads Magazine.com and check them out, or get a hold of them on Facebook, or just contact Marcia. She'll get you hooked up, and when you do, be sure to tell them you got them from the Grind. Next up, our good friends over at HalesSpeedShop.com. The coolest flannel shirts, t-shirts, hats, hoodies. They've got everything over there, but these things are collector's items. I personally have 5 different ones. I've got 3 or 4 t-shirts. Haven't gotten the hats yet because I typically wear my own hats. But you have got to go check out hellspeedshop.com and get their flannel shirts. They are badass. Next up, our good friend, Mr. Rich Cozy at stellarcustoms.com. Stellar Customs on Facebook. Custom carbon fiber windshields for any of your touring bikes. Your Harley touring bikes. These things are awesome. Reach out to them at 331-551-2560 and tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. P.S. A side note, he also does custom t-shirts. Got to get with him. Next up, last but not least, is American Drag Seats. AmericanDragSeats.com, TheGrind.com, American Drag Seats /Attitude Inc. on Facebook. We do all kinds of custom seats, custom metal fabrication, custom plasma cutting, anything and everything you could possibly want, especially the seats. Our seats come with airbags at an extra cost, but we can put airbags in any seat you could possibly think about building. We can do it. Anyway, check us out, AmericanDragSeats.com, American Drag Seats /Attitude Inc. on Facebook, and I'm the guy, so reach out to me. All right, guys. Oh, forgot. right here in Manville, Texas, Legacy Bike Works. From audio upgrades, air rides, custom fabrications, full builds. We can take care of any type of custom work, from baggers, choppers, bobbers, full builds, anything you could possibly need. Get a hold of us at Legacy Bike Works on Facebook, or you can reach out to The Grind, or you can reach out to American Drag Seats. It's all the same. Anyway, give us a shout. So what's up, everybody? Let me see who all's in the house tonight. Uncle Bruno, Mr. Jeremy Goheen, Marsha Fitzpatrick, Mr. Rocky Seaman is in the house. Mr. Peter Orlando, how you doing, buddy? Miss Janice Juban is in the house. Mr. William Cole, Brad Murray, Mr. Smooth, Dan Juban is in the house. Mr. Logan Black, what's up? Mr. Joe Hillbilly Faust. Mr. Alex Toth is in the house. What's going on, buddy? Mr. Derek The Upgrade Bolden. You guys should be watching that live at 5 every day. He does a good job. Miss Lori Boisel is in the house. Who else we got? Mr. Bentley Baggers. Mr. Jeff is in the house. What's up, Mr. Cozy? How you doing? So what's up, everybody? Here we are another Thursday night on the grind, man. I've got some stuff I want to talk to you about. Actually, I want to discuss with everybody. So be sure to get ready to leave some comments and some shit like that, because I want this show tonight to be a little more interactive. Because I'll tell you what, since opening Legacy Bike Works with my son, man, we're finding out really fast how much this audio game plays a part in these bike builds. And I'll tell you, man, the wiring, the fit, the finish, getting your amps matched with the speakers you're going to run, your porting, your ceiling. I mean, there's just so much to it. And I wish there was somebody that would want to come on here live tonight. Maybe somebody can reach out to somebody and we can bring them on. But I'll tell you this, I'm slowly starting to find out that the number one thing with these stereo systems, it pretty much comes down to, do you know how to mate amps to speakers, and do you know how to tune? Tuning seems to be the big thing. What's up, Mr. Austin? What's going on, buddy? What's up, Mr. Holbrook? How you doing? Awesome job on the new setup, the Blue Dragon. Right on. Hello, Nancy. But I've just noticed, I've been sitting back and I've been watching Devin, because he's been doing a lot of porting and sealing bags and putting the rings in them, and, you know, doing all the combinations. He's been making a couple of tour pack, I don't even know what the plates are called, amp plates or whatever you want to call them. And there's so much work that goes into the fit and the finish to make these things look really, really good. And I'll tell you, I could not be more proud of Devin, because he takes a lot of pride in what he's doing. And I can see that. I mean, I'm taking pictures, posting them on the internet, trying everything I can do to get the word out there, because after talking to a lot of people in this industry over the years about stereos and stuff like that, everybody's been very kind, very willing to offer up any help they can offer up, helping with products, helping with, you know, just learning things, just talking about things, just discussing things. But I will tell you this, man, when you go to put these stereos together, you know, the prices range on the components that you can put in them. And it's amazing that the range is so massive. I mean, you can go from far left field all the way to far right field. And I guarantee you, if you take your time, do your numbers right, get your fit and finish right, and do a good tune, there are so many combinations you can go with to make a bike sound amazing. Now, I've also learned that there's two different sides to the audio world when it comes to bikes. You have the parking lot pimps, which is, I'd say, 80 to 90% of the people. And then you have the competition group, the people that put the money in to compete, go to the different stereo competitions, get in there and really, really make something of this. I've been fortunate enough to do both. But at the end of the day, the one thing you want is you want a bike that when you park it, you get 30, 45 minutes of playtime without being stuck. And when I mean stuck, I mean your bike not starting. That's the number one thing I've seen, is that people want big stereos, but they want to be able to parking lot pimp with them. Well, I know that when you start parking lot pimping with some of these bikes, it don't take but, man, 10, 15 minutes, and you're going to be needing a jump start. So that's another side of the story where you have to really pay attention to what you're building, how many amps, how much wattage, what are you really going for? Because then that's going to tell you that the kind of battery you want, the type of battery you want, or hell, for that fact, how many batteries do you want to be able to do what you want to do? And there are guys out there that know for a fact they know what they're doing, and they'll be able to set you up very easily. Yeah, that's funny you say that, James. Joe Biden's solar panels. I'm actually really surprised somebody has not come out with solar panels to charge your bikes during the day. That way when you get ready to go and into your stereo competitions, you can bang and bang and bang, and you don't have to worry about killing your batteries. But I'll tell you right now, the reason I wanted to talk about stereo systems tonight was because I saw these massive tour packs that John Shope is putting out. And I'll tell you guys what, man, it's starting to appear to me that tour packs are like the future. That's the stuff. Woohoo, honey, I'm home. What's up, Mr. Lynch? But these tour packs are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and so much more is being able to go into them. But the other side of that is they're also very stylish. The one John Shope put out tonight, or I'm sure he's had it before. I didn't know he had it, but it's a monster freaking tour pack. My favorite tour packs, though, are the Insane Asylum tour packs, because those things are just monsters. I mean, it's hard to beat an Insane Asylum tour pack. But I'll tell you this, that these guys are getting off into it, and they're doing more and more and more with them. And I like it. I like seeing it, because what happens is you end up getting, so many different varieties. And instead of just having a stereo bike with bags and a fairing, now you've got this big, massive tour pack that you can do also do. You can do subs in them. You can do mid-range in them. You can do just basically anything you want to do with these. And it adds such another tier to the platform in which you're actually competing in. Now, again, just like bike building, are you going to build a show bike, or are you going to build a rider? And a lot of people want to tell you, hey, look, my show bike is my daily rider. Well, yeah, your show bike is going to go to some shows, but if you're going to ride that thing every day, it's not going to be a show bike. You're going to end up with nicks and dents and chips in the paint and things of that nature. And it's hard to do the two. But I will say, people have built show bikes that have shown very well, but they do ride them also. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you ride your bike once a week and it's for more than 5 miles down the road, you're going to get rock chips, you're going to get scratches, you're going to get issues with it, things of that nature. It's hard to maintain a show bike to that level when you put that kind of money in it and then ride it every day. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you can't ride a show bike. I'm just saying, if you want a show bike to stay pristine, you can't ride it every day and expect to go in and win and compete against the guy that does not run his every day. What did Logan say? The tour packs are getting hideous. It's a goddamn school bus on the back of your bike. Scott's tour packs are the only ones that still look good. That's exactly what I was saying, but I didn't say, like they look like school buses, but I'm just saying the tour packs are the new game now. Getting the right tour pack to go with your bike, the flow, the fit, the finish. One thing I like to do, and I've not done it yet, but I'm going to be doing it, is I'm going to make a custom tour pack for myself, because it's I know what I want, but I don't see it out there. So that's part of the game. I claim to be a fabricator. I claim to be a guy that can build shit. So I'm going to have to start building some shit in order to show people and put the parts out there. Am I going to be a parts manufacturer? Probably not. The reason I say that is because there's so much money wrapped up whenever you do a manufactured part, as opposed to your one-off custom pieces. You can do a one-off custom piece, But when you start doing a run of parts, you got to have everything tight. And whether anybody wants to admit it or not, when you do a fiberglass part, you're only going to get a certain amount of those parts out of that mold before you have to replace that mold, because things are going to start warping, things are going to start growing or shrinking. And a lot of people don't ever talk about that part, but it's a reality. And I know it's a reality because I've got custom fiberglass seat pan molds. And over time, I've probably done, on one of my molds, I've probably done 5,000 seats out of it. But it's to the point now it really needs to be replaced, upgraded. But I know there's an amount of usage you can get out of a mold. And, I would really love to get someone like Scott Owens on here and discuss the actual manufacturing side of all of these things. What's up, Mr. Gus Gray? Mr. Kelly Locklear's in the house. Good to see you guys, man. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that share button. What's a funny thing you say, the carbon fiber, John, it happens to carbon fiber also. The carbon fiber molds over time do distort, and they do, you can only get so many parts out of one mold, even if it's carbon fiber. That's not to say that you wouldn't get more out of the carbon fibers, but I'm just saying all the fiberglass, carbon fiber molds and things like that, they change over time. And that's just part of the game. But the other part is, if you get the injection molded plastics, the molds that those are typically made with are typically aluminum, and the aluminum is machined, and then it's injection molded, melted plastic pellets, and those things work great. Joe Fretwell, did I see you starting over on your bike again? Or was that just a picture from in the past to the point you are right now? Because, dude, I'm really confused. But I love that. To quote my buddy Derek the Upgrade Bolden, this shit costs money. Yes, it does. What's up, Mr. Brooks? It was good seeing you last night. Anyway, so my whole point is that in the bike building game, what's up, Mr. Bob? Good to see you, man. What's up, Jason? And we're getting some people in here tonight. Look at that. My point is that in bike building, you've got the shops that just do repairs. You've got shops that do custom work. And then you've got the stereo shops that they do a lot of the custom fabrication, things of that nature. When you own a shop, when you own a stereo shop, when you own a bike shop, whatever, you really have to decide what type of shop do you want to be. We'll take Legacy Bike Works, for example. I don't want to be a repair shop. That's not what I want to do. I want to be a custom shop so that people, when they go out and buy their bikes, or they go out and they've got money, but they want something custom built, we're able to do that. As my good friend Kickstand Dixon says all the time, where dreams become reality. Not where your wants become material. That's what's up. I just want to build stuff and do things custom because I enjoy making things. A bag made out of tinted Lexan would be off the hook. See-through. Yeah, but you know what? In order to do that, John, if you were able to make it look stylish, you would legitimately have to use the plexiglass pellets, melt it and do all that stuff to make them look cool. But that would be a hella concept, kick-ass concept. Now, I will say this. There's a way to do that, John, to make a see-through bag, just like they made a see-through gas tank. You have to use the correct parts to do it. They don't change if they are braced and made correctly. Yes, you will very slowly take off gel coats, so the parts will get bigger over time, but it takes a ton of parts. And in the motorcycle world, we don't hold to those tight tolerances. Good point. I would agree with that, Logan. I won't agree with it 100%, but I think a lot of it has to do on how many parts you're pulling out of your mold. If you're like a Top Shop or an Insane Asylum or a TOL, someone like that actually runs this industry, I could almost guarantee you they're making more than one mold of each style. They're making 2 or 3 molds for each style. What's up, Mr. McNamara? How you doing? But yeah, I'm not going to argue that point with you, Logan. But it's just like in anything, depending on, what medium you're using to make your molds, as opposed to how many parts you're going to get out of each mold, that's going to play a big role in it. See through, think I've seen that. You probably have. You always fuck my name up. Okay, McNamer. Is that correct? It's McNamer. And you're right. I always fuck your name up. I apologize for that. We're not even going to fuck around with my last name. But anyway, Ricky Brewer's in the house. Where's he at? It's McNamer. So everybody, let's do this. It's McNamer. It's Tim McNamer. I got it right. I'm never going to forget it. I will promise you that. It'll be good to go from here on out, buddy. And I apologize for that. But anyway, Tim's a good guy to ask. When you go into production with even a machined part, the program, it's going to cut it every time, but your tooling is going to need to be replaced to get that part exact every single time. There's always a variable when you manufacture, but the biggest variable in manufacturing is, did I make a part that people are actually going to want and keep wanting? And how often are you having to change that part up to keep up with the industry? Juban. I know how to say your last name, Mr. Juban. I got educated on that. But anyway, so getting into the bike building world and seeing people like Tim McNamer, seeing people like Logan, for you guys that don't know it, and I don't know how many of you guys know this, but Logan could be a manufacturer. He has the skill set. He has everything. Bob Bolognese. Am I right or am I wrong? Anyway, back to what I was saying about Logan. Logan actually has the ability and the skill set to actually be a manufacturer, come up with a design from thought on paper, layout, do all of the R&D, and then make the molds and then make the parts off the molds. And a lot of people don't know that about him, but he's really, really good at stuff like that. I got to know it during the 2021 National Biker Build-Off because we spent so much time talking and really discussing what he was doing and things of that nature. And, not just, him doing the bike build, but a lot of his history in the industry and working with different people and things like that. I have some parts coming out. Just wait. Well, I am just waiting. I'm waiting. So does Mr. Orlando? Or yeah. Logan Black Plus, my RCAs. Yes, that's another kick-ass thing. All of which I need to become a dealer for. Bolognese. Okay, I will say that from now. Bolognese and McNamer and Juban. I'm getting educated on fucking names tonight. Mr. Logan Black. Logan Blanco. I have molds for my entire bike. Do you advertise those molds for your bike, Logan? Because I'm almost positive people would want that style. It looked good. Correct. Right on. Bolognese. I got it. But anyway, so back to what I was saying is that in the last 2.5 weeks, what's up, Mr. Roby? In the last couple of weeks, I've been playing with this plasma table, and the tolerances on my plasma table have surprised me so much that it's amazing that, when I CAD the part and then I actually cut the part off, they're just damn near flawless to like a 64th of an inch. And that, and for not being machined, that is a hellacious, awesome awesome setup. And that's funny you say that, Tim. The kerf, I never changed my kerf. The kerf was set up in the machine, and every time I make a part and then I size it or do whatever, that kerf it's freaking awesome. I got a great machine is all I'm saying. What's up, Mr. Silman? Now for fresh issue volume 128, ready to check out. Sounds kick ass. But anyway, so my whole point is that when you get into this stuff, you kind of have to, and you don't have to, because you can grow into and you can build up to where you want to, what your place is going to be, what you want to be known for. What's up, Mr. Ricky Brewer? Even though you're only saying hi to Uncle Bruno, everybody else say hi to Ricky Brewer. He's in the house. You kind of just feel your way around, make sure that what you're doing, like us, I really want to make custom stuff. So just to give you guys an idea, we have three baggers in the shop that are all in for build and audio. Now, one of them is already built, but we're just rebuilding it with audio. Then we have a full restoration on a Martin Brothers bike, which is looking awesome. Awesome. God, that bike's so nice. Then we're doing a full lay frame, 30-inch front wheel, Springer front end, 360 rear wheel, single-sided swing arm, just monster Pro Street. And I'm also about to start working on a custom frame for a 280 spoke 18, 180 spoke 180 front wheel, little bobber, soft tail bobber that I want to build. But the reason I'm doing these things is because I want to spread the variety of what we do in my shop. I want to spread it out because I don't want to get just into one style of bike, because I enjoy riding multiple styles of bikes. And I think multiple styles of bikes are just the way to go. Noun, kerf. 1, a slit made by cutting with a saw. The cut end of a felled tree. How about that? Your seats are amazing. I appreciate that, Kelly. I wish I had more customers at this point in time, but right now I'm taking it easy because it's the holidays and I'm totally cool with that. But I've got a couple of seats coming in the pipeline that I'm doing right now. I've got one coming that should be here in a week or so that I'm going to get working on. And then I'm also thinking about doing a factory recover with one of the Road Kings Road Glide seats that I have here, just to cover it and see what I can come up with and then possibly sell it. But I would love to get some of the stereo guys that are actually doing the custom fiberglass, custom speaker works, custom builds. I'd like to get one of those guys on here. Not that you guys know him, but you will know him soon. Dre from Chicago. And for some reason, I want to say his name is Dre Meadows, but I know I'm wrong. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys, I had to yawn. But Dre is a bike builder with so much personality and flair and style in his bikes that he's all over the map, from metric bikes to baggers to rat bikes to hot rod bikes. I mean, he builds everything. And I want to try to get him on here real soon, hopefully next week. You should call your buddy TD and see if he's selling any equipment. Yeah, no. But yeah, maybe I should. I already bought one shop's equipment, so I might buy another shop's equipment. Hell, I'm working on a third shop's equipment. That wouldn't be bad. And, but anyway, my whole point is that anyone have Louis Bailey's cell phone number? Oh, good Lordy. Are we going to open up that can of worms tonight? Yeah, it's kind of funny. So I haven't seen Louis or PJ on the show in probably a month, and I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if they're just too busy making money or if they just don't like the show anymore. I don't know what's going on with them, but we miss them, and we hope they're doing good. But anyway, to make a long story short, when you talk about building the bikes and this, that, and the other, I think it's kind of cool when you see the trends going the way that they're going, and then you see this guy come off and take off to the left of a trend. I like seeing the way that the stereo world is evolving into this much bigger thing, and it's becoming, the stereo competitions are becoming bigger than the actual bike shows. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some still some really big badass bike shows out there with some serious hardware. Speaking of bike shows and stuff, I would like for everybody to know that we are doing everything in our power to set up a biker build off, one-on-one biker build off for Sturgis of 2023. The location is to be determined. I will let you guys know that throughout the year, this coming year, but we are planning on going to Sturgis in 2023 and hopefully setting up a booth. But there's a couple of phone calls I got to make to find out where we're going to set the venue up, or what venue we're going to set up at. But I am looking for builders. If you're interested in being a builder in a grind biker build off, let me know, reach out to me, and I will let you in on it, because I think I'm going to change up the guidelines a little bit. And when I say this, the rules are the rules, but I'm changing the guidelines because I want to see more. I want to see different things. So if he said $100,000 purse, where in the hell could you find someone to pony up $100,000 for guys to build bikes? Because if you can find them, man, give me their number. I'd be happy to do it. And I promise you, I can put one together so badass, it's not even funny. I'm actually surprised you guys haven't done it yet. But you got your big bike shows going on, so you may not even need this. He said Kevin Baird. Kevin Baird would be one that would be badass to have in a biker build off. Tim said, I'm in. I would have to reel Tim back in. I'd be like, okay, dude, can't do this, can't do that. I want to see you get back to the nuts and bolts of it. The stuff, who I would like to see Tim go against? Hold on. I'll tell you the guy's name right here, right now. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me see if I can find this guy's name. Nikes. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all know. Let's see if I can find this guy. I don't know. I might not be able to find him, but I will say this. There's a bike builder out there. God, what is his name? Oh, that's not it. It's not RK. I forget his name, but I will get his name. I will get him together. But that's who Tim should go against, is that guy. And you guys want to see all out, just amazing bike builds. Those two guys would bring the heat so hard. It would be hard to judge something like that. I mean, it would be very, very, I don't even know if the general public could even judge that. I don't know that they'd know what they were looking at as far as concepts. God, what is the name of that company? It's Concepts. I know that. Oh, shoot. What is the guy's name? Man, I'll find him, but I'm not going to be able to do it tonight. But I will find the guy. And when I find him, y'all will understand. I only build freaky shit that's guaranteed to leave you scratching your head saying, what the book? I know I'm waiting on this trike you're building. It's in the works. The guy that builds bikes that looks like they are backwards. Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. That dude's a beast also. Yeah. Wayne Ransom, Bad Mofo, Top Dog. Logan, what is the guy's name? And I know, I think I know who you're talking about, Tim. Bentley bag. Kevin is motorboat. Shh, shh, Jeff, don't say that. I'm motorboating. Um, but anyway, so it's when you talk about something like that, that's where you get into. Hopefully, you could find some kind of corporate sponsorship to put some money in the game, so that you take someone like Tim and put him up against this guy, this other guy, and when you see what they build, it's they're not your standard motorcycles. These things are works of art. And Logan, you know who I'm talking about. He said, keep practicing. But yeah, that would be really, really, really insane to see something like that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um, but there's a bike there. Well, actually, there's a bunch of them. I don't know his name either. I can picture all of his bikes, but I don't know his name. Yes, and I'm going to screw it up, and I'm going to regret saying this, but I want to say it's like Rafik or something like that. I was introduced to the guy, and he was actually entertaining entering the 2021 National Biker Build Off, but his only issue was that he didn't want to RK Customs music guy. No, he's not a music guy. This guy builds some insane. We'll find him for you, Tim. But anyway, he was going to enter, but he goes, there's no way I can enter a bike show because they won't know how to judge what I build. And he ain't bullshitting. When he builds, it's crazy stuff, but it's you'd have to see it. But my point was that he was also entertaining the thought about possibly being a judge, but he had an issue, I want to say, with the two different classes I had. I think he was leaning more towards being one class, run what you brung, the best of the best is that's it. And anyway, so he passed, and I'm glad he did pass because I would rather have this guy as a friend than a competitor. But setting up a biker build off for Sturgis this next year, if I can get the funding together, I want to get as much money for a winner take all biker build off. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I am also looking for the one-on-one, Joe versus pro, pro versus pro, Joe versus Joe. I don't even care how that setup is, but looking for two guys that want to compete head to head is what I'm looking for. So if you're interested in that, if you know someone that might be interested in doing it in Sturgis, let them get a hold of me, and I'll put everything together, and we'll do it just like we did in the beginning in 2018, 19, and we will make them go live and show you what they're building as they're going, the whole 9 yards, to make it good for viewing again. I tell you who I'd like to see. I would love to see Logan Black go against PJ Orlando. That would be a good build off to me. I'd like to see Scotty Roberts and the guys go against Evil Iron. And I know people are probably going to start prodding me and poking me right now. Oh, shit, he's stirring the pot. Oh, shit. No, these are just things that I'd like to see happen. I would like to see Logan Black go against Lucky 7 Fort Worth. I'd love to see that one-on-one, heads up, run what you brung, the whole 9 yards. I would love to see Scotty Roberts and the Bloodline crew go against Evil Iron. I think that would be good build-offs. I think people would watch that. And I think those builders would take it serious and do something with it. And as you all know, the guys at Evil Iron and Scotty, they've both been in my biker build-offs and did hell of great jobs on both of them. But here and again, everything has a shelf life, and I'm trying to keep this one going because we basically took off 2020, didn't do a build off, and then 2021 we did the national biker build off. So here we are, 2022. We didn't do anything in 2022. Now here we are, 2023, and I've got the itch. I want to see that happen. if someone buys my carbon bike and I can free up some cash flow, I would be down. Now, you do realize there's only 90 days in a biker build off, right, Logan? Could you do that in 90 days? That was the whole thing with the first one, was the 3-month period, and then you still had to write it in. And I'll tell you what, everybody did it with the exception of, oh God, please excuse me and forgive me. With the exception of Brian and the other guy, and those were the only two that were unable to ride their bikes in, and there was reasons. Winner keeps the other builders' bikes and auction them off for charity. Do you understand, Tim? I'm glad you said that, but do you understand the sack you would have to have, or the cash flow you'd have to actually do that? Because I actually thought about doing that, taking two builders, and y'all know who one of them is, but take those two builders, put them head to head, and the winner of the biker build off gets the loser's bike. It's like running for pink slips. You know, if you're that certain you're that badass, put your bike up. Put your bike up there and say, hey, look, I am betting you that my build set, my skill set, my talents are going to beat this guy over here, to the point that I would actually be willing to lose my bike if I lost to that person. Do you understand how badass that would actually be, Tim? I just don't think there's any builders out there that would really actually do that, for a couple of reasons. Well, yeah, I know that they would be tax write-offs. Hell yeah, they'd be a tax write-off. But by myself with a full-time job, also 100%, not. I mean, I could, but not up to my standard of an actual build. I could do a bagger that fast, but nothing like my carbon bike. Well, that's the good thing about you, Logan, is I think if your talents, but your creativity, you did a lot of really cool stuff on that carbon bike, and you did a lot of really cool stuff on the green bike before that one, which I know you had more, between them, but I'm just saying those two bikes, you did so much cool shit on those bikes. You have the creativity also to build really cool bikes too. How much? I'm booked 2 years and have guys looking for cool builds. That's like betting on your child with the risk of losing him or her. Yeah. What do you mean, Tim? How much? I'm booked 2 years and have guys looking for cool builds. I can be a cool builder if you want to send some work my way. Logan Black is a killer builder. You could send work his way. Oh, I see what you're talking about now. 80K. Yeah, that was for Logan. Yeah, I know. I caught up with the comments. Sorry. Here I am over here talking shit. Yeah, I need some money. Judging is too subjective to lose a bike, in my opinion. See, that's the thing. He can pull off a pretty cool evil villain mustache too. Yes, he can. Bob, I would agree 100%. But that's kind of where you fall into a gray area. With my biker build offs, it was, you know, if you did a build off, Bob, against me, you and I would have to sit in the booth and talk to the patrons that walk up, because it was just the general public that was voting on the bikes, like the original biker build off on Discovery Channel. It worked very well, but it was very rare to have both builders in the actual booth the whole time, because the judging was only for 5 hours, you know. So from noon to 5, they got to talk to the patrons, discuss everything they did, and hopefully sway their vote into their opinion. And then at the end of it, we had, you know, members from each team tally up the votes together with myself so that I could make sure the votes were counted correctly. And then I apologize, everybody. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Um, but then when you win like that, you know, you bring up a good thing, but that's the judging would be subjective, but that's how it was judged. So it was just what did the general public think? That way you didn't have intricate builders or painters or industry professionals critiquing what you did. They were looking more at the overall bike, saying, I really like this bike because of this, or I like this bike because of that. And that's why I put 90 days on it, is because I figured in 3 months you could do that. I did it, and most every single builder did it that was in my shows, and they were able to build some insanely badass bikes at that point. Winner's choice, prize money, or lover's bike. You're getting old, dude. Yes, James. And guess what? You're right there with me, buddy. Mysterious man of mischief. Yes, that's Logan Black, because that goddamn mustache. But my whole point was at the beginning of this conversation is I'd like to bring the biker build offs back. I would like to make it, take everybody into consideration, because I think when I did it the first time, I was being real nostalgic, trying to do what the original Discovery Channel did, Hugh King did. And I want to do something that's good for today, because you have to evolve into what you're doing, just like the stereo bikes. When Scotty Roberts and the Bloodline crew went up against Tim Whitney and the Hot Rods and Handlebars crew, both of those bikes were stereo bikes, but both of those bikes were insanely built custom baggers. But we should have put into the show the stereo part of it also, I think, so that the two stereos compete and the bikes compete. Just noticed you gave Joe Dirt his mullet back. You think so? Or do I just have it pulled back in that little baby ponytail? Anyway, I did it on purpose. I did not give Joe Dirt his mullet back. I've still got it. It's right here. It's just it's finally long enough to put in a little ponytail. But it's fun. Anyway, never mind. Let's get off of that. I would be interested in trying to set something up. So if anybody out there that's watching the show can push the share button, and we can find some corporate sponsors that would love to get involved into this, whether it's insurance company, the bigger parts manufacturers, it doesn't matter. I'm looking for cold hard cash. I would like to do another biker build off, but have it sponsored, so that you are winning money. Because even after my bike build off, when I did the Rockstar, it costs a lot of money. Even when you're the builder, you're doing everything. The only thing I didn't do on that bike was the paint. That's the only part I didn't do. All the fabrication, everything else was done by me in 7.5 weeks. And I think I built a pretty badass bike in 7.5 weeks. The painter painted it in 7 weeks, and it was assembled in a week. And I've been riding it ever since. And yes, it has had some issues, but you know what? That bike has never left me stranded. Which says something, because the bike's 4 years old, and in August it'll be 5 years old, and it still runs great, still looks great. And I love the bike. So it can be done. It's hard. It's very hard. At the level of winning money or losing your bike, that would be a build off I would probably end up doing, at least 1 year, that way you have 1 entire year to build a bike and get your shit together, because let's face it, bike builders are making money building bikes, and that's what we do. That's what you do. So you can't spend every waking moment building a custom bike. It just doesn't work that way. But anyway, everybody, I'm going to cut it out tonight, but you guys, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, push the share button, go over to YouTube, look for the Grind Biker Build Off on YouTube, subscribe to it. And it left you stranded in Sturgis 3 years ago. No, technically it didn't leave me stranded. That bike got me back. It was limping back, but it didn't strand me. Nice try though. But I could tell you what, at that point in time, I was pissed like a motherfucker and wanted to throw the bike in the trash. But anyway, issues fixed, problems fixed, bike's great. But anyway, push the share button, go over to YouTube and go to the Grind Biker Build Off on YouTube and push subscribe, hit the little bell in it to get the notifications, leave a comment, something so we can grow that side of the industry or the page also. But anyway, you guys go have a blessed night and we will see you guys next Thursday.